going on out there, esports world? Welcome to BossFightTV's The Reload. Once again, episode number 22 if you're counting. We're going to be going over April 23rd through the 30th. As always, my name is Josh Engel, also known as Anti-Pro, and joined with me today
is Mike Bisson, a.k.a. Mohawk Mike, bringing you the recap of the last week and really the start of the spring season.
Indeed.
There is a lot to cover.
The birds are out, the bees, the flowers, and the trees.
What better way than to stay inside and
play
watch
some video games.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, as always, we'd like to start out thanking our awesome sponsor, iHeart Esports. Check them out, iHeartEsports.com or at iHeartEsports on Twitter. We will be giving away stickers during this episode. Listen for the secret code of awesomeness somewhere throughout this episode. Somewhere, you never know. You know the drill.
You know the drill.
Also, I wanted to mention that we have a local player here that we talked about during the Power Up show 2 shows ago. MK Legend was a 15-year-old Mortal Kombat player who was like taking out some of the top players at Power Up in Mortal Kombat.
First tournament ever. Not
and
just
he's on
major.
the main stage.
He's on the main stage playing Tom Brady, taking 4th place.
So we and Arcade Legacy are helping him make his way up to Seasons Beatings up in Columbus this weekend. So he's going to be our first, I guess, officially semi-sponsored whatever player. I didn't think we would end up sponsoring anybody, but hey, we like Legend. He's a really cool guy. We want to help him out, and hopefully we'll see him up in the top spot again.
It was one of those right time, right place kind of situations.
Indeed. So,
but speaking,
be on the lookout
of fighting games.
Oh man,
you know what today is.
Today is Monday.
Today is the first time. And this isn't the first time, but we have fighting games in the one spot.
It's not the first time.
It's not the first time, but it's a very big deal because it was jam-packed this weekend. I
MLG,
have 4 pages worth of notes.
Civil War.
2 of them.
All sorts of craziness.
Yes. Well, as you mentioned, MLG actually held on Saturday their first ever fighting arena.
Yeah.
Featured Mortal Kombat 9 and Soul Calibur 5. I have to say, overall, I watched the entire thing from start to finish.
And it was free?
It was free. $5 for HD, which wasn't that bad.
Not bad at all.
They didn't have too many technical difficulties. One of the coolest aspects is they actually included the chat, which a lot of the fighting game community had actually begged for, coming from like Twitch and IRC and some of those other channels where they actually get to talk to one another during the tournament. But then also, there were 2 feeds. So they had the Dr. Pepper All Access stream, which was hosted by Gutex and Arturo Sanchez, which was amazing. It was very cool, lounge, sit back, had a couple like money matches. They had Tom Brady do like an exhibition. But then they also had the actual fighting game tournament.
Right.
And I actually watched it in dual screen.
Oh, yeah.
So I just click back and forth, and I could turn the audio on for one not, and then I had the chat and everything going. It was amazing. It was really cool to see. But that being said, let's get right into the results because it was action-packed, like I said. I don't think MLG could have begged for a better tournament series. It was amazing. So first, we have Mortal Kombat 9, and lo and behold, the number 1 guy,
oh no,
VVV CD Jr. actually came in and took the 1 spot again, but in the grand finals actually played Detroit Ballin, who pulled out an Ermac that nobody had ever seen before and actually held his own. Like, it was getting pretty hairy there for a little bit. So very good shout out to Detroit Ballin. And in 3rd place, we have VVV Rio. So all 3 of those guys taking 3rd place. It was overall, I have to say, like I said, it was a pretty competitive tournament.
Great tournament.
Great tournament.
Great
Tom Brady never said it.
Really?
No. Also, Juicebox was actually there. Again, if you watched MLG Columbus and any of the fighting game tournaments there, they actually had Juicebox come on stage after the King of Fighters tournament was done and kind of do some color commentary and whatnot. He stepped up his game and actually learned a lot about Soul Calibur and Mortal Kombat and was there during the whole event.
Very cool.
It went on, so that was awesome to see. We'll have to see going into Anaheim how this kind of shifts. They actually did the top 5 characters, like they always have like the stats, like which characters are the best to play. It actually changed from Saturday into Sunday. So from the MLG Spring Fighter Arena into Civil War 4, Tom Brady went and changed the stats. He's like, these are now the characters to play. So it's very interesting to see.
Cool.
And then, as I said, also featured was Soul Calibur 5. So let's get into results for that. We have, amazingly, Hawkeye from the USA taking the 1 spot over Kiev. That was an amazing grand finals because Kiev, known for playing Nightmare, MLG used the 1.03 Soul Calibur 5 patch, actually kind of nerfed Nightmare a little bit, but not a whole lot. They actually had Hawkeye went up 3-0 in the first series and actually made Kiev change characters. This is very unprecedented, but still great ups to Hawkeye. Now establishing the USA versus France rivalry, as said by Mr. Bibulus. So that was great to see. And in third place, we had Kayane, who was also, she's the female player from France. So France, number 2, number 3, USA, number 1.
USA.
We got this. We got this.
We can finally be proud of a professional gamer from the United States.
Yay. Speaking of a lot of other players from the United States winning fighting game tournaments, we also had the Civil War 4 tournament, which was actually Spooky was there. A lot of the other major fighting game players were there because this was an EVO qualifier. Going into it, there was a lot of hype and a lot of people that actually made the drive out. So that was very good to see. Let's get into results for that. First place, we have Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. First place, we have Chris G, again taking another major with his bullet hell strategy. Second place, we have IGT Unknown, which is a very fitting name because he actually was relatively unknown coming into this event. OMG, it's Andre was popping off at him like during every match. He's like, that's why you unknown, because you lose matches. I
saw that on Twitter or on Facebook too, yeah.
Unknown, I mean, he held it all the way until the grand finals. Unfortunately, lost it 6-0 to Chris G, who actually came from the losers bracket. Unknown knocked him into the losers bracket, met him again in the grand finals, and got 6-0'd by Chris G. But
he
still,
was not messing around.
Fantastic showing by Unknown. And in third place, we have Ray Ray, who had some pretty outstanding different tactics, some new techniques and whatnot. You should check out the VODs on that. Special tactics. Well, of course, because you had Chris G, and you had Dominion, and there were a lot of people playing the new bullet hell style, which is where you use Morgan and you shoot skulls all over the place. So very good to see that. Let's get into more results. We have Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition version 2012. Radical dude. I don't know why I went into that voice. But anyway, first place we have Dominion. Second place we have Lucky D. And third place we have Team Spooky's Min. Very good stuff overall to see. Dominion, again, with that guile play, just locking people out. It's kind of hard to see. So good ups to them. Let's go on to the next game. We have Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which first place, once again, Chris G.
Oh, man.
Taking it. First place. Second place, we have Magman. Third place, we have Jibo, which, again, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, we're still kind of waiting to see how it's going to go into the EVO season because it's going to be 2v2.
Right.
This is still a 1v1 event, so we're still kind of, the jury's still kind of out about who's the favorite going into EVO. But Chris G, snagging another number 1 spot. Next, we have King of Fighters 13. Which in first place we have, it's Riri. Second place we have, oh, look at that, Chris G.
Oh, man.
Wow, amazing. And
that's because Bala wasn't there.
Yeah. And third place we have Fumi. So very good stuff overall again. Once again, the Anaheim, the spring championships for MLG will feature King of Fighters 13. So hopefully some more of those West Coast players will get out there and kind of mac up. We'll see some new talent come out there. It was good to see once again.
For sure.
Next we have Mortal Kombat 9. First place, we have Kievo Demand. Second place, we have Blackula, which is probably my favorite name out of the whole event. And third place, we have Swift Tom Hanks, which was...
Tom Hanks?
Yeah, he was very Swift Tom Hanks.
Oh, man.
I watched him play. I think he played Smoke, which is funny because every time he would do that dash where he spins him.
If he had a 2v2 partner, would his partner be Wilson?
A little volleyball. I get it. It was a very old movie reference.
Clever.
But anyway... And last but not least, we have Skullgirls, which guess who won that?
I don't know, Mike.
Chris G.
Oh, man.
It's first place of the tournament. Second, we have Rai Rai. And third, we have RPG Fighter. So very good stuff overall.
Indeed.
But I do have to mention, I've got to give big props out to Chris G, who, are you ready for this list? Took first in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Skullgirls, Street Fighter Cross Tekken. He took first place in Third Strike, which isn't an EVO qualifier game, but he's still first place in that. 2nd in King of Fighters, 4th in Mortal Kombat, 5th in Arcade Edition, Super Street Fighter 4, and 1st place in all of the team tournaments.
He walked away with a lot of swords.
Yeah, they actually, that was great to see. They didn't have trophies. They had, because this is Civil War, and to go with that theme, they had like these rapiers. They were replicas, and they actually had on the side of it like Civil War winner. He had 3 swords. He was walking out of the venue with 3 swords.
It was pretty sick.
Very good stuff.
Not gonna lie.
All the way around.
All right. So moving on, the good old fallback, StarCraft 2. Number 1, we have NASL season number 3. Again, 5 divisions. There's a lot of tournament play to go until we get to the actual live events. As always, they're played, throughout the week, and then they rebroadcast them later just because there's so many matches. So bear with me here. I will go as quick and painless as possible. So let's take a look at division number 1. We have TT1 going 2-1 versus Cloud. We have the ever so famous Stefano 2-0ing Brat OK. That was kind of like everyone knew it was probably going to happen because Stefano's just so great. Puma 2-0 over Huang Swin, sorry. And then Zinio 2-1 over Hey Pro. Then moving on to division number 2, we have Hasu Obs 2-1 over Dark Force, which I was kind of like Dark Force. He's been doing pretty good. I was kind of rooting for him, but unfortunately, 2-1 over him.
We'll see him again a little bit later in the show.
We definitely will. We definitely will. He did pretty good in another tournament.
Yeah.
Then we have Sho 2-1 over Damaga. Then we have Hero 2-1 over, or 2-0 over Crazy Moving, and then Rung 2-0 over Noni. Division number 3, Straylock over Axlab 2-0. Tilo beat Mana 2-1. Sin 2-1 over Rain, and Huck bringing his A game 2-0 versus Gonzi. So that's a player you see over in the GSL a lot, for sure. Then division number 4, we got 2 more, man, 2 more. Lowly 2-1 over Rhett. Cruncher winning over Cats. Alive 2-1 over Thorzane, and Alicia 2-0 with Idra not winning a single game yet again. There was also some drama going on with Idra in a show match this week as well, where he cannon rushed Huck, or not cannon rushed, should I say. He 6-pulled Huck a couple times during the Most Evil Geniuses tournament, and everyone was kind of like, "Dude, this is a show match. Like, you're not supposed to cheese like that." And Idra just doesn't care. But that's Idra for you. Yeah. Then we have division number 5, last but not least, MC 2-0 over Targa. White Raw. Love me some White Raw. 2-1 over Jinro. Puzzle 2-0 over QXC. And the Pult Moro game has not been aired yet. Oh. So unfortunately, we have a little, loose end to tie up later. But we'll let you know next week after that game has been posted and played. So, along with NASL, we have the good old-fashioned down-home fun in the GSL with the Nerd Baller Farmers, as Artosis says it, from the United States that has to tune in the wee early hours in the morning. So let's take a look at GSL Code S, Group C. We have Parting 2-0. Teja went 2-1. And Marine King went 1-2, and then the STC went 0-2. So Marine King and the STC, they're down to Code A. No go for him, no go for them, going down to Code A. Let's look at Group D. We have Squirtle 2-0 or 2 and 0. I keep thinking that they're facing each other. 2-0. And Oz went 2-1. Those guys are going to continue playing on the Code S, and then Maru 1-2, and then MC, unfortunately, busted down to Code A, not winning a single match. Not cool. I don't like it.
It's got to happen to somebody.
I don't like it. Anyways, we have GSL Code A. We have Gumio 2-1 over Dreamerit. We have Lure 2-1 over Inca. Yu-Gi-Oh 2-1 over Vampire. Tree 2-1 over Brown. Then we have Vines 2-1 over Lucky, Bomber beating Alicia 2-1, Sniper 2-0 over Avenge, and Ghost King 2-0 over Mr. Nada.
There's a lot of close games there.
It's a lot of 2-1s, man. It's pretty crazy. And then let's move on to our good old-fashioned EG Masters Cup as well. Let's take a look at the results. We have Team Empire 3-1 over Alternate. Now, these aren't all 3-1 like last week. Or was it 3-2? I can't remember.
It was 3-1.
There's a lot of 3-1s. This week's technically the 3-2 week.
Okay.
So, Empire 3-1 over Alternate. Millennium beating Fnatic 3-2. EG beating Team Liquid 3-2. Then we have Complexity 3-2 over Mouse Sports, and Slayers 3-2 over It's Gosu. And breaking the combo, we have Dignitas 3-1
combo breaker
over Vile. So congratulations to all those teams as well. Just remember that the EG Masters Cup will continue on throughout the next couple weeks, at least for sure. And then moving on to our ever so favorite ESL Pro Series event that's been going on over the past couple weeks and months. These are the finals or championships, should I say.
Finals.
The spring finals. This is the event that happens in Germany. It's kind of just, focused around Europe. So a lot of big European names out there in all these tournaments. So let's take a look at the StarCraft 2 results for that. And then I'll hand it over to you for all the FPS.
Everything else.
Everything else. We have Hasu Obs at number 1, which is no big surprise at all. Biggs at number 2. Dark Force, number 3. And 4th place, we have Mr. Cloud. So that wraps up StarCraft news. But staying with the ESL Pro Series, why don't you take it from there, Mike?
Well, the other major game that we have at the ESL Pro Series was League of Legends, which they actually had a lot more competitive play this time.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, League of Legends is a very, very fastly growing competitive game in the esports realm. With that being said, keep an eye out on a lot of these teams. Top 3 for League of Legends ESL Pro Series 2012 Season Finals are, we have Facility, Logix, and MTW, which had some very good play, like I said, overall. So be prepared for a global challenge coming here soon in the rest of the 2012 season.
Oh, man.
We'll have a little news about that coming a little bit further. Next, we have Counter-Strike 1.6, the old standby. So glad it's still it's still swinging,
still chugging along.
It's in force. First place we have Mouse Sports. Second place we have My Revenge, and third place we have Alternate Attacks. Which, if you're familiar with Counter-Strike, you know all of those teams. So very good stuff. But we also, for all of you out there that are on the flip side, had Counter-Strike Source. So let's get right into the results for that. First place, they took third in 1.6. They got first in Counter-Strike Source. We have Alternate Attacks. Second place, we have In Faculty. And in third place, we have MTW. So very good stuff going forward. Love to see me some Counter-Strike. As well as, this was the first time they did Battlefield 3.
Indeed.
So this has been the culmination of the last couple of months. With that being said, we'll get right into it. First place, the first time ever seen a Battlefield 3 tournament. We have TCM Gaming win it, or I should say Battlefield 3 tournament at the EGL. TCM Gaming took it. Second place was Terra Mine Factory. And third place, there's a little bit of confusion. I actually tried to pull all of my resources together. The third place match was between Gamed.de, and it's technically like WASP W4SP. I think it stands for like We're For Esports. I can't remember exactly. That match for third place, there was no stream. It didn't really, there was no reporting or anything, so they just had TCM Gaming taking that one as well. So if you look on the EGL's website, it says that they got, or the ESL, it says that they got, TCM got first place and third place, but that's not very likely. We'll try and get you that news out. Yeah.
Well, I don't have to say, I'm going to pause you, because I think I thought of a code.
Go for it.
Because, as you said, this was one of the biggest Battlefield 3 events,
right.
And Battlefield 3 has been lacking in the esports realm, should I say? I guess, whatever you want to say with that.
Right.
So let's do OMG BF3.
Okay, I like it.
It's simple as that. OMG BF3. So if you want to win some stickers from iHeart Esports, follow us at BossFightTV and iHeart Esports. Mention both of us with the hashtag OMG BF3. Simple as that, and you might win. That's all I gotta say. Bam. Do it. Sorry, Mike.
I like it.
Keep going.
Well, that was it. That was it for the
right,
ESL
for
Pro
ESL.
Series. Yeah.
But we also had some Modern Warfare 3 action going
Yes,
on.
we actually had Chicago big tournament. This was the UMAD Gear Modern Warfare 3 Classic. This is the first time that UMAD Gear, they actually make like they don't only make like clothing apparel, but they actually make a lot of the jerseys that teams are wearing now. So they actually held their own tournament. Like I said, this is in Chicago, and this is the first ever Call of Duty tournament where 100% of the intake from the tournament, so people coming and paying like the event fee and venue fee and stuff like that, 100% of it went back out.
Very nice.
So they had 16 teams show up, and all the money that they paid went back out to pay for prize support and everything. So very good to see. This is a very good down grassroots tournament. But with that being said, you actually had a lot of major teams come out and compete. Let's get into the results for that. First place, we have Apex North America, who was my pick going into it. This is, once again, if you remember, they won at EGL across the pond. They've won basically every tournament.
They've been doing some work.
They've been doing a lot of work. That being said, though, at this event, there was a little bit of, I don't want to say controversy, but Scump actually couldn't make it out. The quote-unquote COD God, as a lot of kids like to say. But still, Apex North America doing work. In second place, we have Envious, which had probably the craziest grand final I've ever seen. Apex was actually up 3-0 it was a best of 9 series. Apex was up 3-0. Envious brought it back up 3-3, tied it, and in game 7 it went into double overtime. So they weren't using the stopwatch method. For those of you who are familiar with that, they actually just replayed the game until there was a clear winner. So they technically played game 7 3 times. That was nuts.
Pretty intense.
But
I heard there was a Moab in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, Merc. Merc actually got a Moab, which if you don't know it's short for Mother of All Bombs. It's kind of like the nuke, if you recall from Modern Warfare 2. You have to get 25 kills with the same gun without dying. So he at least went 25-0 in his kill death ratio, and it was a previous game. This wasn't in the grand finals,
right?
But
I'm just saying there was one.
That's
in there
ridiculous.
somewhere.
That's ridiculous to see.
For sure.
And then last but not least, third place we have Optic Gaming, which, as you recall, Apex North America was a part of Optic Gaming, but then got purchased by Apex. So now, they're trying to strive and make their team #1 again.
Indeed.
So very good stuff overall. And then that's it for the actual main event news, but we do have some miscellaneous news. Josh, would you like to kick us off?
News. MLG has announced all the Halo Reach people, all the Halo players have been waiting with bated breath to see
crossed fingers
to see if Halo Reach would still be here on the MLG Pro circuit for Anaheim for the Spring Championships, and unfortunately, it will not be making an appearance
at the live event.
Well, at the live event, but they will be doing an online tournament throughout the spring season that will feature money prizes and all sorts of stuff. So basically, it's everything that you would expect from an MLG live tournament, just online. If you want to check out any information with the MLG, all their announcements are on MajorLeagueGaming.com. It is kind of a bummer, but as everyone kind of thought going into it, especially with being in the backyard of Blizzard, and there's already some announcements with some Heart of the Swarm gameplay going to be done at MLG and all that stuff. I mean, it's pretty much going to be a whole StarCraft fest, should I say. I mean, technically, it's almost the replacement for BlizzCon.
Right.
So the Halo crowd kind of knew it going into it that they probably weren't going to see it. So everyone has their fingers crossed for Raleigh. Although at the same time, you have Raleigh, and then Halo 4 comes out.
Yeah.
So the question is, are they going to waste more time on a live event, or are they just going to wait for Halo 4?
Yeah.
Who knows? But there's some great news coming out of Major League Gaming.
Maybe some even bigger news.
Made a really cool announcement about League of Legends. They're bringing League of Legends on. Mike, what's going on with League of Legends?
For the remainder of the 2012 season, not just spring, but summer and, autumn? Autumn championships, fall championships, whatever. So at least
autumn works too.
The rest of the 2012 season, MLG will have League of Legends at
awesome.
all of their events. So as you remember, I said before about the global, basically MLG threw the gauntlet down. So for all of these major League of Legends teams and players to actually come out to MLG, if you remember last year, they actually did 2 invitational tournaments at Was that Dallas?
No, it was Raleigh and it wasn't Anaheim.
Florida?
Maybe it was Orlando.
I
think it was Orlando.
But anyway,
I don't know. I should know.
They're very small. They were, what were they? 4 teams.
Yes,
8
they
teams,
only invited 4 teams.
Right now, the box is open.
Qualifying
League of Legends,
and all sorts of craziness.
Get ready for some League of Legends news
for sure.
Going forward with MLG, which is very good stuff going forward.
Indeed.
So great stuff there. That kind of wraps up the MLG news, but do have a little bit more left. Virgin Gaming, which if you know the company Virgin, just like Mike. Music and video games, they've partnered with EA several times. Actually held this was a $400,000 FIFA tournament across the pond.
I bet you guys didn't hear about it.
You know why?
Because we didn't hear about it either.
Nobody heard about it. I've seen 2 or 3 photos from the venue. I seen where someone had actually was trying to stream with their iPhone, but they actually got kind of like bumped up by like some security guys and said they couldn't do that. This event apparently happened, and apparently there was a player. I actually have it written down, but a player by the name of Adam W won $167,000.
Good job, Adam W.
Good job, Adam W. If that's even accurate at all.
Who knows, man?
How can they let such a large tournament
You're gonna drop that kind of money
slip through their fingers?
Maybe we'll see, maybe they're gonna rebroadcast it or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It's absolutely nuts.
Anyways,
in my opinion.
I mean, if you're gonna throw money out there, you might as well get some FaceTime.
Yeah,
I guess.
$400,000 tournament.
I don't know.
I don't even care if it is FIFA. I'd watch it.
I kind of do. Oh man. So that about wraps everything up. I think
that's all I have after that remark.
Oh man. So as always, we want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget the code for iHeart Esports. Be on the lookout next week. We'll have all of your crazy awesome esports news coming at you once again. So thank you for watching The Reload. As always, I'm Josh Engel, also known as Anti-Pro, signing off along with...
And I'm Mike Bisson, a.k.a. NHL Playoff Beard Bisson.
Oh, mother...
Go Arizona. We're thanking you for supporting esports, whatever capacity you do. And as always, thank you for considering.